If you've ever dreamt about packing up and heading off on your dream adventure for weeks at a time, I think you're going to love the boat behind me. It's a Halvorsen Atlantique 50, a custom-built, full displacement, long-range cruiser. Perfect for couples or a family to get away for weeks at a time. I'm here today as a guest of Dal Bora, Yacht Brokers, and we're going to do a full tour today. And I think you're going to really enjoy it. So let's jump on board and have a look. The first thing that's noticeable for me at least is this beautiful canoe stern here. You can see I'm going to board onto that swim deck in a moment, which was custom built in fact by one of the owners, Burmese teak. Very, very nice, of course. And then if we come in through that open door, we're onto this really, really nice cockpit area just here in front of me here, which is fully shaded. And you can see that there's seating here for at least every guest on board. There are 4 permanent berths and some temporary berths. So you could have up to 6 or 7 people, but this would easily accommodate the 4 berths. Through this door here is the main deck salon, and you might have spotted that there's 2 ways forward, and on each of the starboard and the port side you can see we've got those doors that close across, which is great, of course, just to block out any wind that might be coming through and making it a bit unpleasant back here. But we'll step inside. It's a really nice salon. There's a few things to call out which I particularly like. This seating area here, the dinette, of course, for everybody, that's very, very lovely. And then you can see that connects really well to the galley, which is just forward from here. And then on the starboard side, there's some really interesting things. Lovely cabinetry. The cabinetry you can see is mahogany, and then the paler timber, that is maple, and then on the floors is teak. So some beautiful timbers that have been used to fit the boat out. But you can see there that we've got these 2 seats. Now they actually are locked in to where they are now, but they can actually come out and then form part of this dining section, which is very clever. Haven't seen it executed in that way previously. Just here there's a television that rises up, which is terrific. And then these 2 window sections that you can see here, they actually motor down. So this whole back of the salon can open up and obviously give you some great ventilation through the whole boat. So that's particularly nice. And something else just to point out for you, if you didn't already spot it, this lovely paneling effect on the roof of the salon. It's certainly a very elegant looking boat, but a very capable boat at the same time. That's a little wine sort of cocktail cabinet just there. That's very cool. But let's go forward a little bit more, and there's a couple of things to show you. This passageway here can be blocked off with that door there, and then there's also a day head through here. Which I wasn't expecting to find, given that there's 2 ensuite heads downstairs. That's a real surprise, and that's awesome. The galley itself, nicely proportioned, well equipped if you're going to head off for a week or 2 at a time. You can see we've got a dishwasher drawer just there. There's 2 sinks forward from here, like this. A very, very big microwave oven. Haven't seen a microwave oven that big for a little while. That's fantastic. And there's a 4-burner gas hob there and an oven like this. And then in terms of cooling and refrigeration, again, pretty well equipped. We've got a fridge section there, a freezer section there, and then above that we've got a wine cooling. So how good's that? The other thing that's pretty cool is you do have the option to either close this completely off if you don't want to look at the mess or what's going on, but you can also manually lower this down to open it right up to the rest of the Salon. I reckon that's very cool, and I like the fact that that's manual and it doesn't rely on a motor to do that. I reckon that's very, very good. So let's skip out of here and we'll go up onto the raised pilot house. And there's a couple of things to show you here. This section here has this table which can wind down, and this is where you could convert this into another place for someone to sleep. Of course, you can close all of this off. It's air conditioned, so you would be pretty comfortable if you were going to sleep down here. And there is a permanent little place to have a nap. It's not really a proper berth, but if you want to have a nap here, you can come up there and do that. But in terms of controlling the boat, we've got a single helm chair just here, which looks particularly nice, I have to say. And then you can see we've got access to all of the electricals just there in front of me. That's really convenient. And then we've got the controls. You can see we've got Ray Marine electronics. The boat's got bow end stern thrusters, so that's terrific. And then you can see there, that's the engine control to the single diesel that I'll take you down and show you in a little while. But there you go. Good raised pilot house. Why don't we skip out here? We'll go along the decks through this Portuguese bridge just here and onto the forward deck. What can we see? We've got the single anchor, windlass there, that little locker just there. That's to hide the washdown for the decks. You can see there we've got a hose there that'll wash the decks down, so that's terrific. And then if I come all the way forward, you can see we've got a nice view back to the profile of the boat, the raised pilot house, and the Flybridge, and that's where we're going to go now. We can access that through the pilot house and up a couple of stairs and up onto a huge area. Now, just to give you a sense of scale, that's a 4.5 metre rib tender just in front of us over there, and that 700 kilo davit crane. So you can see there is a lot of space here that you can use. Could be things like canoes, other water toys, a personal watercraft. This got ample space to take any of those things, which is fantastic. Just forward of us here, you can see with the tender deployed, you've got access around the corner there to that gas barbecue. And then you can see there connected into the mast, we've got, I don't know whether the correct term is a chimney, but that's ventilation to the engine room. The engines do have a separate exhaust, but that is some additional ventilation just like that. Looks pretty awesome, doesn't it? It's very, very cool. Forward from here, we've got another helm position just here. A very nice swivel helm chair. In fact, I love the way that stitching's been done, and that swivels around so that you can face your guests and friends who are using this little dinette area just here. But it's very pleasant here underneath this hardtop, and this would be a great place while you're underway to come up and check things out. There you go. So the last couple of areas we want to go and explore are directly ahead of us. I like the way the routing works on this boat. It's all really simple to go from the Flybridge all the way down to the lower deck. And down here we've got a 2-cabin, 2-head layout. This is the first of the 2 cabins. This is the VIP cabin. Nice queen size island bed. Tons of storage underneath the bed. Good looking cabin too. Again, nice use of that mahogany timber that you can see there. And that lighter maple that's been used on things like the hanging lockers, like that. which look really good as well. Lots of storage. In fact, there's storage on the port and the starboard side. But this cabin also has its own ensuite head, which is a pretty good size for the second head of a 50-foot boat. As you can see, like that. There's a pretty good size separate shower like that. It's nice and bright, breezy down in here. And then there's also, of course, the loo just there. So that's cabin 1. And then the second cabin, which is on the same level as this passageway, which is nice. This would be the owner's. I'll just swing around to give you a nice view of that. That's very inviting, isn't it? It's running across the beam of the boat. It gives you a little bit more room, but that is a good looking cabin. The mahogany cabinetry in the boat is in excellent condition. It's a 2004 hull, but I have to say, to be fair, you would not notice. It's in excellent nick. Hanging lockers in there, there's 2 of those. Bedside drawers like that. And then if I swing around, you can see there we've got a television and a nice little spot to pull up, and you could do a little bit of work there or use that for whatever you desire. And then if we swing all the way around, we've got the main ensuite head. It's really good in here. The headroom's good. It's about 6'6" or 7", I'd say. You can see here there's a nice footprint in there. Really good, generous cabinet storage space, and a good sized shower stall as well. It's a nice ensuite. Really, really nice. And if I come around, just give you another view of that cabin. How about that? I reckon that's pretty nice. So 2 heads, 4 berths, 2 cabins. We've got that occasional accommodation up on the raised Pilothouse. And then the last area to show you is down here in the engine room. So if I crawl through here, and I'll come all the way forward where the view's a little bit better, I'll describe to you what we've got. So the boat is powered by a single 300 horsepower Lugger engine. Now these Lugger engines are absolutely bulletproof, designed to operate at low revs and just operate forever. This boat cruises at 8 knots, has a top speed of not much more, at about 10 knots. But of course, it's all about that 300 horsepower shaft drive engine just revving along for days and days and days. You can see there's the big Northern Lights generator. It's good headroom down here too. I've got to stoop down slightly, but it's all right. It's actually quite good. And then if I come all the way forward, there's a few more things you can see here. The 12-volt batteries along there. You can see there's the boat's hot water just along there, fire extinguishing, etc. all here. And then if I come into the lazarette, we can see a few things as well. It's a pretty good sized lazarette. That ladder there takes us up onto that aft cockpit area, so you can access that through here. And that would be convenient because, as you can see here, it's been racked out with scuba diving tanks, and I reckon we've probably got an air compressor that can fill those tanks for you somewhere here in the lazarette, or I might have walked past it. Someone will point that out for me. Like that. So a good amount of space. You could do some dry storage down here for foods, etc. But overall, pretty good setup. So that's our full yacht tour of this fantastic Halvorsen Atlantique 50 long range yacht. I hope you enjoyed it. Now the boat is for sale through Dalbora Yacht Brokers. All of their details are in the description of this video. Reach out to Jeremy and he'll point you in the right direction. But I think we'll leave it there, and I'll see you next week on another video. Bye for now.